We were, I think if I look at the timeline when we came up and got training on the system, 2.5 months. I mean, we had products launched, and we were very specific with the dealers that we put on it initially, because we did that with the ones that we had a great relationship with, and that we said, hey, we're going to have some challenges. Are you willing to kind of work with us on this? And I'd be a guinea pig, so to speak. But we had some that were happy to do that. And after a couple of months, that working out the kinks, and a lot of it was, it's us learning anything and everything on the system. I mean,
but still, when I tell that to people,
yeah,
they'll believe you, but as the vendor, but we have put so much work into what we call the PCRS quick launch. How can we take an organization, especially if we don't have to do a lot of conversion, or let them focus on getting all their new products out? But I'm glad to hear it. I mean, literally you can do it in 3 months now.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is unbelievable to people, right? Dan, how long would you say it took you guys?
I'd say 60 to 90 days, but a lot of it was the transition from relying on a provider to do it for you and just explaining what you wanted versus nominating an in-house a point person to really learn it and create your products. So that was probably the biggest challenge. But I think the impact that it had on our dealers, I don't think they really noticed it. It was really it was probably limited to a single phone call, letting them know that they might have a different dealer ID number, and to just let their their integrator know. But other than that, it was almost no impact on our customer base. It was mostly an internal impact, and thank God we did it. Had we not done it prior to the pandemic, I think we probably would have been limited to the same products we had before, and would have limited our growth for sure.
And again, this will vary for every company. And again, people are used to doing the larger ones, but when you think 3 months, that's fast. I think that's pretty. But did you have to go out and hire an external consulting company to help you? Were you able to just allocate some of your people who maybe knew the business but didn't know the software? How were you able to do it?
Yeah, so I mean, for us, I mean, I took it, I mean, and I did most of it, in parts of it where, who was gonna handle certain parts of it, I would pull them in. For us, when a dealer or even an agent has a challenge or a hiccup, we want to be able to know right off the bat, what the issue is and fix it. And if we're not doing creating that and going through it ourselves, we're never going to learn that. I didn't want to learn on the fly with the challenges that other people are going to have. We kind of knew how to fix them as they came in, because we implemented it ourselves.
And Dan, how about you?
We were lucky. We spent 48 to 72 hours with your team in person in your training room. We learned a lot of back and forth, and we have some products that are unique as far as contracting goes, and once we were able to work through some of that and understand how these things work and what the flow of information is, it was it was not difficult at all. We honestly got lucky, and a lot of it was because of your team. They were very easily reached and contacted, and we had some questions that they had never heard of before, just because we do business a little differently sometimes in some of our products, and they were able to get answers. And we were lucky to have an internal employee that really took it as their full-time responsibility, and she killed it, and she does to this day. I mean, it was
unique. Like you mentioned, she had somebody, she killed it. It seems like you just need somebody who knows the business and is trying to find out where do they click on what to make it happen.
It wasn't even knowing the business. They had almost limited experience in automotive. Okay. But it was really just a matter of having somebody that would take it seriously, and that was interested in understanding the flow of information. And then once that happens, I mean, you can literally do anything.
Well, I have to take my trainers out to dinner now for sure, because I remind people that it's the people at PCMI that makes this all work, and I really like my staff. I'm really grateful. But one of the things we did is we actually made the investment to actually build a training room, and we actually made the investment to hire people that were full-time trainers, people that knew how to do training, right? And have this collapse quick launch format. So both you guys nailed it, and we're thrilled.